أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Lesson number 77, ayah number 116. وَإِذْ قَالَ اللَّهُ يَا عِيسَى ابْنَ مَرْيَمَ. And beware the day when Allah will say, O Isa, son of Maryam, أَأَنْتَ قُلْتَ لِلنَّاسِ. Did you say to the people that اتَّخِذُونِي, take me, وَأُمِّيَ, and my mother, إِلَهَيْنِ مِن دُونِ اللَّهِ, as deities besides Allah? So Isa alayhi salam is going to be asked on the day of judgment by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala if he commanded the people to worship him, and if he had commanded the people to worship his mother. If you notice over here, إِذْ قَالَ. Qala is in the past tense, isn't it? And يَقُولُ is, he says or he will say. So why is qala being said for something that is going to happen in the future? Meaning that's going to happen on the day of judgment. Why is the verb of past tense being used? To show the certainty of this event. That it is as though it has already happened. It is that certain. It is that certain. So وَإِذْ قَالَ, and remember وَإِذْ, وَذْكُرْ is, remember this day, mention this day, recall this day, beware of this day, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to ask Isa alayhi salam. Now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala already knows that Isa alayhi salam never commanded this to the people. And instead of asking him, he should be asking the people, that did Isa alayhi salam tell you? But again, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not even addressing the people. Why? Out of reproach, out of being angry with them, out of being upset with them. You know how we learn in the Quran and the Sunnah that some people, Allah will not even look at them. لا يكلمهم الله يوم القيامة. Allah will not even speak to them. He will not even directly address them. Because it shows how upset He will be with these people. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will ask Isa alayhi salam, أَأَنْتَ قُلْتَ لِلنَّاسِ اتَّخِذُونِي وَأُمِّيَ إِلَهَيْنِ مِن دُونِ اللَّهِ. Qala, he will say, Isa alayhi salam will respond, Subhanaka, glorified are you. Meaning, how could I ever say such a thing? Subhanaka, glorified are you. Above are you from having any partner. You are without any partner whatsoever. Subhan is a noun. Basically, Subhan is from Sinbaha, and Sabaha is to swim, or to fly, or to float very quickly. And basically it gives a sense of removing something far away from someone. So when we use the word Subhan for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when we say Subhanallah, what does it mean? That we declare that Allah is above, He is free and far away from any naqs, any deficiency, from any aib, any fault, from anything that does not befit Him, and from any resemblance to the creation. So when He says, Subhanaka, glorified are you, meaning you don't deserve any partner. How could I ever command people to worship me? Subhanaka. Ma yakunu li. It is not for me, meaning it is not justified for me. It is not permissible for me that I should exceed my limits, that I should exalt myself. Ma yakunu li. Isa alayhi salam will respond, it is not possible for me, an aqula, that I would say, ma laysa li bihaq, something for which I have no haqq, I have no right to say something like that. So it would be completely unjustified if I ever said something like that. In kuntu qultuhu, if I ever said it, what? That, oh people, worship me, faqad alimta, then you would know it. Ta'lamu, you know, ma fi nafsi, what is in myself, meaning what is in my heart, what is hidden in me. You know what intentions I have, you know what desires I have, you know what I like, you know what I dislike. Never for a moment would I like people worshipping me or worshipping my mother. You know what is in my heart. You know that I am a slave to you, I am a servant to you, inside out. وَلَا أَعْلَمُ, and I do not know, مَا فِي نَفْسِكَ, what is in yourself. Meaning the knowledge that you keep with yourself, I have no idea about it. إِنَّكَ أَنْتَ عَلَّامُ الْغُيُوبِ. Indeed, you alone are the knower of the unseen. Again, this statement is being mentioned, that Allah alone is the one who knows the unseen. Notice the word al-ghuyub. Ghuyub is the plural of ghaib. And ghaib is the unseen, that which is hidden from the people. And remember, there are two types of unseen. One is that which is hidden or unknown to only some people. Like, for example, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala informs some of His angels or some of His people about something. But He doesn't inform everybody. You understand? Like, for example, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he was taken to the Mi'raj, and he saw things that we have not seen. It is in ghaib from us, but it was not in ghaib from him. Those particular things that he was shown. There is another type of ghaib, which is ghaib that is mutlaq, meaning absolute unseen, meaning those things, those matters about which only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is aware of. Nobody knows about it. So, innaka anta allamul ghuyub, what does it mean? You are the one, you are the only one who is aware of all the unseens. Whether it is unseen that is nisbi, meaning it is ghaib nisbi, partial, unseen, which is known only to some, or it is ghaib mutlaq, meaning it is known only to you. Innaka anta allamul ghuyub. So basically the statement of his, what it means is that you know what I would hide in my heart, and I do not know of what you know. So innaka anta allamul ghuyub. So we see in this ayah that Isa alayhi salam, he will be questioned on the day of judgment in front of all people, in front of all humanity, the first of them and the last of them. When everybody is going to be gathered in one place, he will be questioned, did you tell the people to worship you? Did you ask the people to worship your mother? Just imagine the state of those people who attributed this lie to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and to Isa alayhi salam. And when they hear this response from Isa alayhi salam that I never said it, subhanaka, I would never say such a statement, imagine the humiliation that those people would undergo. So what do we learn from this ayah? First of all, we learn that Isa alayhi salam, he was a believer in the oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If he was a believer in the oneness of Allah, then what suits his followers or those people who believe in him? That they must also believe in the oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Secondly, we learn from this ayah that those people who believe in the divinity of Isa alayhi salam, that he was either God or son of God, or in any way whatsoever they ascribe some kind of uluhiyah to him, then such people will be reproached on the day of judgment. Thirdly, because one is that, okay, this person did shirk, he's going to hellfire. That is one thing. But the other is that the hujjah is established against them. They are reproached. That is more humiliating. We also learn from this ayah that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is above having any partner. Subhanaka. He does not need a partner. He is above having any partner. He is unique. He is al-ahad. We also learn from this ayah that we should accept and acknowledge our status. Meaning we should accept as who we are. Isa alayhi salam does not feel any humiliation, any embarrassment in acknowledging who he is. If somebody exalts your status above who you really are, what do we think? Oh, let them think like that. At least they're thinking good about me. Let them think like that. Even if they have a completely false image of us. But still, what do we think? Let them think of us like this. But Isa alayhi salam, he says, no, I am not that. And he doesn't find any humiliation. He doesn't feel any humiliation, any embarrassment in reducing his status to his actual status. So it suits us as well that we should stay where we are. And if other people have an incorrect image of us, then we should correct that. Because it is a munafiq who loves to be praised for what he has not done. We also learn from this ayah that we should not say anything which is not appropriate for us to say, which is not justified for us to say. Whether it is with regards to us or with regards to another person, we should only say that which suits us, which we are worthy of saying. Don't make statements that don't suit you. We also learned that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows what is in the hearts of creation. And the creation only knows what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given knowledge of. And because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows what is in our hearts, we should be mindful about what is in our hearts. We should be careful about what we keep in our hearts. Another very important lesson that we learn from this ayah is about the obligation of khushu' in salah. Where do we learn that from? The obligation of having khushu', humility in salah. Where do we learn that from? Where do we extract this lesson from? Okay, إِنَّكَ أَنْتَ عَلَّامُ الْغُيُوبِ, that Allah knows about what is in the unseen, meaning what is in my heart. So, because of that reason, I should make sure that in my heart there is humility before Allah. Where else do we learn this from? إِن كُنْتُ قُلْتُهُ فَقَدْ عَلِمْتَ تَعْلَمُ مَا فِي نَفْسِي. That sometimes we're praying, and on the outward, we appear to be very humble. But what is the state of our hearts? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows what is in our hearts. تَعْلَمُ مَا فِي نَفْسِي إِن كُنْتُ قُلْتُهُ فَقَدْ عَلِمْتَ. So, if we are standing before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then we should remember that whatever is in my heart, meaning what am I feeling? What am I thinking about? Who am I fearing? Who am I thinking about at this time? If I'm worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it is a must that I should be focused on Him only. We also learn from this ayah that anyone who claims that he knows the unseen, or he claims that somebody else knows the unseen, meaning somebody other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows the unseen, then such a person is in reality committing shirk. Why? Where do we learn that from? That تَعْلَمُ مَا فِي نَفْسِي وَلَا أَعْلَمُ مَا فِي نَفْسِكَ وَأَنْتَ عَلَّامُ الْغُيُوبِ. And you only are the Allamul Ghuyub. So nobody else knows about what is in the unseen. If anybody claims they know the unseen, or if anybody claims that somebody other than Allah knows the unseen, then what is that? Shirk. You're associating someone in the attribute of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which is exclusive to Him alone. مَا قُلْتُ لَهُمْ, I said not to them, إِلَّا مَا أَمَرْتَنِي بِهِ, except what you commanded me with. Meaning, I did exactly what you told me to do. I never added anything to it. I never took anything out of it. مَا قُلْتُ لَهُمْ إِلَّا مَا أَمَرْتَنِي بِهِ. I did only what you commanded me to do. Not less, not more. And what was that? أَنِ اعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ, that all of you should worship Allah, who is Rabbi, my Lord, وَرَبَّكُمْ, and also your Lord. This is what I said to the people. Which people? All those people to whom I was sent to, meaning the Bani Israel. وَكُنْتُ عَلَيْهِمْ شَهِيدًا, and I was a witness upon them. Meaning I was witnessing their words, their statements, their actions, their behavior, their response. مَا دُمْتُ, as long as I was فِيهِمْ in them. Dumtu is from the root letters, dal, waw, mim. From the word dawam, which means to last, to remain. So as long as I remained in them, I was a witness over their actions. And what it means by this, that I was a witness over their actions, is that I saw what they were doing, and if they were doing anything wrong, I stopped them. I heard what they were saying, and if they said anything wrong, I stopped them. But then, فَلَمَّا تَوَفَّيْتَنِي, but then when you took me, meaning when you took me up, when you raised me up and you saved me from the enemy, كُنْتَ, you were, أَنْتَ, you alone, الرَّقِيب, the watcher, عَلَيْهِمْ, upon them. You were the one who was watchful over them. I have no idea about what they said, about what they did after I was gone. And tawaffaytani over here has been understood in two ways. First of all, when he was raised up for the first time, and secondly, when he will come back to the world again, and he will be given death. So basically, when I was away, when I was gone, I have no idea about what they said, about what they did, and you, O Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, was the Raqib over them. Who is Raqib? It's from the root letters Ra, Qaf, Ba, and Raqib is one who has a very close observation on someone. Meaning someone who watches and observes everything. Everything. Because basically it's from Raqaba, which is the neck. So when you have your eyes on someone's neck, what does that mean? That you're watching every single move. Where they're going, what they're doing, what they're saying. So, أَنْتَ الرَّقِيبَ عَلَيْهِمْ, you alone were watching them. وَأَنْتَ عَلَى كُلِّ شَيْءٍ شَهِيدٍ, and you are over everything a witness. Meaning you are fully aware and informed of everything. What do we learn from this ayah? First of all, we learn that Isa a.s. was a messenger just like other messengers of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because he was given the responsibility to convey a message. And he conveyed that. We also learn from this ayah that every messenger is charged with the responsibility to convey the truth. Every messenger is charged with the responsibility to convey the truth. Because he says over here that I did not say to them except what you commanded me with. Amartani. What does amr mean? A command, instruction. So the messengers are instructed, they are obligated that they must convey the message of Allah to the people. So it is not justified for any person to say that the messenger did not fully convey. This is incorrect. Every messenger was obligated with this duty, and every messenger carried out this duty. We also learn from this ayah that the messengers are only witnesses over their people as long as they are among them. Once the messengers have gone, then they don't know what the people say or do. So it would be incorrect for us as the ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to think that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is watching us or that he knows about our actions. No, it's only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who knows about what people are doing. In tu'adhibuhum, Isa alayhi salam will say that if you punish them, who? Those people who were on kufr. Those people who did shirk with Allah. Those people who worshipped Isa alayhi salam. In tu'adhibhum, if you punish them, O Allah, فَإِنَّهُمْ عِبَادُكَ, then indeed they are your servants. Meaning, you are their master, you are their owner, and you have the right to do whatever you want with your servants. إِنَّهُمْ عِبَادُكَ. If you punish them, they are your servants. And you are their malik, you are their master. And whatever you do, there is no objection. There is no objection upon you for that. You are justified in whatever you do with them. إِن تُعَذِّبْهُمْ فَإِنَّهُمْ عِبَادُكَ وَإِن تَغْفِرْ لَهُمْ. And if you forgive them, فَإِنَّكَ, then indeed you, Anta, you alone, you are Al-Aziz, you are the mighty, and you're also Al-Hakim, you're also the wise. Meaning, if you punish them, no objection. If you forgive them, no objection. Because you are Aziz, you are mighty. Nobody can stop you from carrying out your decision, your will. If you wish to punish them, no one can stop you. If you wish to forgive them, no one can stop you. Why? Because you are Aziz. No one can stop you. No one can create any difficulty for you. No one can object at your decisions. Why? Because you are Hakim, you are the one who has hukum. You are the one who makes the judgment, and you are the one who carries out his judgment. No one can object and say, why? فَإِنَّكَ أَنْتَ الْعَزِيزُ الْحَكِيمُ. And it is also said that وَإِن تَغْفِرْ لَهُمْ فَإِنَّكَ أَنْتَ الْعَزِيزُ الْحَكِيمُ. What this means is that if you forgive them, then it will not reduce your izzah. It will not reduce your izzah. So basically, in it is kind of like a request that if you forgive them, فَإِنَّكَ أَنْتَ الْعَزِيزُ, and you're also Al-Hakim. What do we learn from this ayah? First of all, we learn from this ayah about the obligation of leaving every matter to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for decision. We are only people. We are only required to do what we can do. And after that, we must leave every matter of ours in the hands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That it's up to Him, whatever He does with it. If a person makes a dua, he should leave it to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's up to Him. He has a right to accept it. He has a right to reject it. If a person does something, he should again leave it to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He has a right to give you the tawfiq to complete it, and He has a right to not give you the tawfiq to complete it. We learn about the obligation of leaving every matter to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We see that Isa alayhi salam, he was of those messengers who were ulul azm. He was of those who had determination. And we think being determined means that whatever you do, it goes how you want it. It happens how you want it to happen. This is what determination is for us. But true determination is that you do whatever you can do, and then you leave the rest to Allah. It's His decision. It's His choice. He will give you the tawfiq to complete it. He will take it this way, or He will take it that way. And we have no right to object at the decisions of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We also learn from this ayah about the submission of the prophets to the decision of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That how the prophets, the messengers of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they submitted at His commands, at His decisions. That Isa alayhi salam is saying, it's your choice, it's up to you, it's your decision. Why is it that if something happens in our lives, we say, oh Allah, why like this? Or why like that? We should learn from this characteristic of the prophets that when it comes to the decisions of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they submit wholeheartedly. They don't say why, or how come like this, or why not like that. Another very important lesson that we learn from this ayah is that there are two types of creation. One group of creation is of those who will be forgiven, the maghfur, who will be forgiven. And the other group is of those who will be mu'adhab, who will be punished. May Allah make all of us of those who are maghfur. Another very important lesson that we learn from this is that we must not side with those who are upon falsehood. Because Isa a.s. is not saying that, oh Allah, they were my people. They loved me so much. They loved you so much. It was out of their love that they worshipped me. It was out of your love that they made me your son. So it's okay, forgive them. They were so sincere. But He knows that what they did was wrong. Therefore, He does not support them. He does not side with them. إِن تُعَذِّبْهُمْ فَإِنَّهُمْ عِبَادُكَ وَإِن تَغْفِرْ لَهُمْ فَإِنَّكَ أَنْتَ الْعَزِيزُ and Al-Hakim.